Hello everybody, this is me, ViGeeMan here, and welcome to episode 9 of ViGeeMan's adventure. Let's get right to it. You must be wondering, what the heck? Where have been the videos? And I would be like, well, let me explain it to you. First off, reason number 1. SOLs. If you don't know what that is, it's like the standardized tests of Virginia. It's not fun, not fun. Anyone who has taken standardized tests knows they are crap. Not fun, not fun. Reason numero 2. And also my mind has just been focused on not really studying for them, it's just been occupying my mind. Reason 2, today is the first day of a Christmas break for me. So, for the past 2 weeks it's been, like, a bunch of, just preparing for the end of school. So now I am free. Well, I mean, halfway through the school year, I didn't get any homework because we get completely new classes next year because I start on January 7th. So that's reason 2. Reason 3, Joey, not blaming it on Joey, but I mean, like, Joey has fixed his CSGO problem. I think I mentioned that, but if you haven't heard, that's what happened. Joey fixed his source problem so he can play the hidden CSGO, Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, all that. So I've been playing with him. I think the CSGO series is going to convert over to multiplayer. That's going to be episode 5. Episode 4 or 3 hasn't even come out yet, but episode 5 will be the first episode of multiplayer CSGO. It'll still be episode 5, but you'll get the point. I may do single player stuff in the middle of multiplayer, but yeah. So I've been playing a lot with him and Dayton. We're all silver 1 now. I may rank up soon, but we're all silver 1 now. Yeah, you guys know that I'm silver 1. That was in the end of episode 2. So that's been a big reason. I've just been playing CS. We have been playing. I have like 80 hours on it right now, just because. And it's been like 60 in the past 2 weeks because Joey has finally fixed it. Or not finally fixed it, but I mean, he fixed it because it's been a problem for like a year now. So, and reason number 4, I've been working on a new intro and profile picture. So for the intro, I got the animation. The animation's all done, and I got the music I want to use, but I need to create that music. Like, I got it in my head, but I need to put it onto paper, as to say. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I could use GarageBand or something. I need to make the music, so that is my next priority for the new intro, because this intro I've been using, I mean, 1, I need to put the music link in the description, which I don't want to do. I want to make my own music, which is what I'm having a problem with right now. But anyway, I need to, um, so yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't like my new, or my old intro, but also, it's just like, too plain. The new one is kind of cool, more upbeat, more the way I like it. Like, kind of gets the point across that I'm not just, like, I'm trying to be more, happy, excited, exasperated when I'm recording and stuff, and just, regular life in general. Just to get the mood more up. So I want to get that with the intro. Profile picture, right now, okay, so how the whole ViGeeMan face thing happened. In 7th or 6th grade, one of them, I used Paint on my computer. For some reason, I just did that. And I made this face that's like the creepiest looking thing ever. And I just kept it. And that became my profile picture. And then I made that into the Minecraft skin, and it went on from there. So, like, right now, it's just a bunch of pixels. It's like 500 by 500 pixels. And for that face, I don't like it. Like, I'm going for an aspect of cartoony. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Kinda imagine, like, if the face was made out of, like, if it was like a statue made out of marble and painted, like a shininess to it and a smoothness to it, that kind of looks cartoony, but like not just solid colors. Like I want there to be some texture looking to it. I don't really know how to create that though. So I've been trying to figure out, like, one, I just need to, expand the pixels so it's more pixels and, looks better, because just to have something to work with, but like I don't know how to make it curved because I'm not really good with, editing and Photoshop and all that. I don't even have Photoshop, but I mean, like, not good at editing and stuff. I'm sure I could do it if I really tried and put my mind to it and, like, looked up a ton of ways to do it. But right now, that's not the major priority. But that's just one of the reasons that's been occupying my mind. So to get off the reasons why I haven't put up this episode. Oh yeah, yeah. Also, I was gonna do episode 9 last week because I was planning to do a week-long break. Like I wanted to do that. That was reason number like 5 or whatever it was. Like I wanted to take a week-long break. And then I recorded episode 9 and like, you know how I plan on Fridays? I just didn't do that. Like, I think Thursday was the day that Joey fixed his problem. So I think we were just playing CSGO. And, like, my mind was completely preoccupied. And I just didn't do it. Um, so I like, tried to come up with stuff on the spot. Not stuff on the spot, but, like, write down a few ideas. Like, I wrote down some ideas, see if I still have the paper around here. Doesn't seem like it, but I mean, like, stories of, like, me and elephants, because elephants are my favorite animal. It wasn't really good. Like, the episode stopped at, like, 20 minutes long, because I just didn't have anything to do. So I didn't really post that, because I didn't like it. It was on the spot, I didn't really plan for it. And that was, of course, going to be my revamp. Like, start posting videos again after that. And I just didn't. I didn't post that, so I didn't post anything else. So here we are today. It's a Thursday that I'm recording this, so it's kind of off from the schedule, but I kind of wanted to put it out before. It's going to go up either today or tomorrow. I want it to go out today, but it's probably going to be tomorrow, because it has to, do everything. Except this way, the way I'm doing it now, where I just get the voice, it's actually much quicker than, like, it's quicker, like, rendering and, uploading stuff. Not, what would you call it? Or, yeah, not, I mean, processing and uploading, not rendering's still the same. Like, it still takes that amount of time, but for some reason, it uploads faster. Maybe it's just my internet, I don't know. But, okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so, now, I guess I'm finished with that. Like, why I didn't post. Also, not about the posting thing, but just as a little cut-in that I forgot to write down. I lately have been trying to focus on not saying and like what and like saying it out loud. Kind of just breathing and just talking, breathing, but like talking out my mind and don't like think about it. Even though it's kind of a bad idea, but since I already know what I'm gonna say, like it doesn't really come around to be a bad thing because it's all written down in front of me. But it's just I'm always saying like and like trying to focus, and so it's like, okay, how should I put this? I just need to say it, just need to put it out there because I know what I'm gonna say. I just don't say it because I want to do something else and I don't know why. So to start out on like the actual news, before we even start on the topics, the beginning of the ViGeeMan's adventure thing. These episodes, I'm gonna aim for an hour. I don't want it to be, because now that I don't need to walk anywhere, like I don't have a predestined area, so I don't get cut short or I have to say more stuff, I can do how long I want. And I want to do, like 50 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes, like, that range. That seems like a good podcast range kind of thing, except this is sort of not a podcast. So I'm gonna aim for an hour because, 50 minutes has been, or like an hour and a half has been kind of the thing lately, and I don't like that. And plus, it doesn't really get people to watch it because, it's an hour and 30 minutes. When do they have the time? Like, or in their heads, when do they have the time? and that's of course not a good not a good thing for me because I want people to see this stuff because it keeps people up to date on me. Unless you don't want to see it, then I could get that. But anyway, an hour long, an hour long episodes. I forgot a timer. Crap. Whatever. Uh, I'll know if it's an hour. Also, this is the build phase, or this is the digging phase right now. But when we get to the build phase, I planned it out, so it's like I'll have 2 episodes per week, 30-minute episodes of like a survival series of Minecraft. Like not talking about stuff, but playing survival Minecraft. Maybe I'll tell stories as I do stuff, but it's not gonna be like pre-planned. All this stuff. I'm just gonna go on, do some work, plan a little bit to talk about, so I'm not just completely like place down block, place down block, place down block, go up ladder, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's when we reach the build phase, and I think it's gonna be on Tuesdays, or no, Wednesdays and Sundays that these will be up. So it'll be the planning thing of Friday, record it, upload it on Sunday, and then it'll be like plan it Monday, uh record it Tuesday, and then upload it Wednesday. So Thursday is the only really free day I have in that sense. But I'm okay with it because, it's not a lot. It's only 30 minutes this time. And it's not a lot of planning because you just build. You start building. The first thing I'm probably going to build is the walls. And then I'm going to work on the bottom of the canal. Like make it all dirt and sand and gravel and stuff. Then fill it up with water and then start on the buildings. I think. That's probably how I'm going to do it. I don't really know. So, speaking of digging, as you're seeing right now, if you're watching, if you're just listening, you're not seeing any digging, but I mean, there's digging going on. Speaking of digging, there's a method to my madness of digging. Basically, how it's gonna happen is I'm gonna get the most difficult parts first. So, probably in this episode, maybe not, maybe like towards the end, you'll see me mark out a hill. Because in the middle of the plains, or of me digging, or in the middle of the actual physical plains, there's just this hill that's like, I don't know, goes up to like level 71, and it's just like this hill that fits in maybe like a chunk and a half, like, I don't know, like 25 by 25 area. Just like a hill. It's just like all flatness and then hill. So I'm gonna like clear out the difficult parts, and that's like a clear representation of what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take out the hills and then work to the bottom layers. I'm not gonna do like section, 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 and one section's gonna be way easier than the others. I'm gonna do difficult to easiest. That's gonna be my method of madness. So you just don't, 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 so you know what's gonna be happening, you know. Uh, okay. And the reason I'm doing this whole this difficult thing, I just realized because I wrote it down as a side note, but when I first tried this in like a multiplayer server with my friends, I tried building Venice and I found this plains. It was right next to an ocean, unlike this one, but it wasn't really flat either. So basically, it was like it was like way too big. But I tried to dig out the canals first, and I was just digging in a straight line and, like building canals. I didn't really have a plan for it. And I like this because I have time to plan for it. Like on a multiplayer server, like multiplayer for my friends, it's like a 2 week thing. And for some people, it's a 1 week thing. Like people go on it for like a week and then like half the people just go away and never play again. And then 2 weeks ago, then it turns out to be like me, Dayton, and Josh. Those are normally the only people on at those points. So, I was kind of rushed to build the planes in my own little head. I was like, oh no, people are gonna start leaving. I want them to see the planes. It's gonna be so cool. So that didn't. So it didn't really work out for me. This one, I have a lot more time. It's flatter planes. I had fun while doing it. it's easier because I can pre-dig and I'm also recording it. It's just fun. I already talked about CS:GO. Alright, to start, and also no webcam from now on. Like, I just can't figure out the webcam thing anymore. I mean, I have a camera for like Skype and stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna include a webcam until I can actually figure it out. Okay, so to start my first topic, there's not really topics, but this is a big group of topics. School projects. I have done a ton, so has my brother. I'm going to talk about a few about my brother, but I've done a ton of school projects. Some good, some bad, but I'm going to talk about my best-ish ones, I guess I'd say. I'm going to talk about the most recent ones. So, me, Kevin, and Tim, and this one of my other friends named Lonnie, named Lonnie, named Lonnie, who doesn't play all these games and stuff, but he's still a cool guy. In 8th grade, we took wood tech, and it was our job to build this movable little thing out of wood. It had to fit in a box, I think, or I'm not sure. We had to have this little thing, and imagine a table on one side. Oh my gosh, I need to turn off my Minecraft sounds. This is how I record it. You're just gonna hear the. Okay, okay. It's kind of bad recording, but whatever. So imagine a table. On one side, there's a pole that has one red ring at the bottom, and like five. These are like thick rings, like a tall wise, not width wise, but and then like five gold ones on top, and then over that with a bigger diameter are silver rings. And then at the other side, there's a big cup. You have to get those rings, pick them up, go over to the cup, and drop them in without dropping them. And you get points based on that. Okay, so pretty simple, I guess. So basically, our plan was we got a tube, and you had two syringes. It's like a, they're like two tubes connected by one smaller tube that has water in it. And you push on one cylinder on the end, and the button, or like what would you call it? Like a push pin, like the pushy thing goes up on the other side. You push it in the other side, and it goes up on the other side. So you can push, and if you pull, then it does the other way, or the corresponding thing on the other end. So you can like push, and it lifts up an arm or something. So we had two syringes. And we had a movable platform and a rotating circle on it that I made. I was pretty proud of that. It was like a perfect circle. And it had like a rod on it, so you can like turn that circle around in order to turn it. And then there was a syringe to lift up, and it's an arm. It's like a crane that's uh, holding this big empty Pringles can. And so one syringe is lifting up, the other syringe is holding like this plate we put the tube over, it grabs it all, we push on the syringe that's on the Pringles can, lifts up all the rings, go over while still applying tons of pressure on the push thing on the Pringles can, and then you let go. So we were practicing, we were getting good. And then there was another group who consisted of two very popular but like ignorant girls, and then this boy who's also very popular and ignorant. So, of course, it's in our minds, we're all like, smart people to beat them, because we don't want the popular kids, because then like, who's smart now? And it's like, oh my god, it just gets on my nerves sometimes. Gets on my nerves. Clicking a pen very furiously right now. So they had basically the same exact idea, like the same thing, basically, just a little bit different looking. and like they used a water bottle instead of a Pringles can. So they do it, and oh my god, I hate these people. I hate them. They are a hate list that is beyond all hate lists. So it comes to the final thing, and like whoever gets the best time, you have to do it under 2 minutes. Forgot to mention that. You have to do it under 2 minutes. And we're doing good. We got like 40 seconds once. That was really good. And we got all the points in. And the thing is, and you know, the ignorant people, were good at it. They were good at doing what they did, even though they completely stole our idea. But whatever, it was good. They were good at the picking up things, and they did everything. So we okay. So what happened was there was a maximum of, let's say, 20 points. Pretty sure it wasn't 20, maybe like 21 or something. Let's just go with 20. Drink of water. So it was a maximum of 20 points. Now, it comes to the final day, there's a bunch of things where, like, we do it, they do it, we mess up, something of ours breaks, something of theirs breaks, they fall over, something falls over, and eventually, it's like, last try. Both of you get the last try, we're the top two, last try, your teams do whatever. So we let them go first. They get, like, a minute and 50 seconds, right? And they get 17 points, right? We can get perfect and we'll beat them. But this annoys the heck out of me. Mr. Chung, that's his name, he had this thing that's a spinning, you flick the arrow and it spins around the circle and then it points to a value, and it was completely random, and it was 1 through 5, and those were bonus points. If you got the little red ring, remember? If you got that red ring, you got to spin. It's okay, but they do get the red ring, and they spin, they get a 5. So they're at 23 or 22 points, sorry. Yeah, 22 points. So all we have to do is get a perfect and get 2, because Mr. Chung said if we tie, we win, because that was kind of his deal. So we get perfect execution. We got like 40 seconds. It was amazing. And Kevin goes to spin it. Crucial mistake, I know. But Kevin goes to spin it. He only needs a 2 or higher. He has a 1 in 5th chance of losing. And, everyone's pressuring him. It's like, because, Kevin's kind of delaying. It's like, oh, do I want to flick now? How much do I? It's like, because you can't practice it. You can't be like, oh, yeah, I know the perfect technique. It's completely random every time. And eventually he's pressured and he flicks it and he gets a 1. And remembering that day just makes my muscles tense. My fist clench. I just want to punch somebody, mostly the ignorant people. Oh my god, that was the most frustrating thing I've ever experienced. And of course, the ignorant people being like, oh my gosh, we're smarter than you. Dude, we could, Kevin, no, he's like a black belt in a, what do you call it? It's not jitsu. It's not kung fu. I know it. It's the other, Taekwondo. He's a black belt in Taekwondo, I think. Pretty sure. Oh yeah, I remember him getting black belt, but I'm not sure if it's Taekwondo. And dude, I could see in his face he wanted to beat the hell out of these girls and that boy. Like, seriously. I would. Like, I don't even care. Like, gender related? These girls were just being boastful. If we had won, we would have expected it. That's the thing. And we would have just been like, okay. I'm sure there would have been boasting like, ha, we are smarter than you, but not to the level that they did it. But of course, the what if thing, as I said in the last episode, I'm not really fond of that, but what if we had won? That goes through my head. a lot. So, that was a frustrating time for me. I clicking my pen so furiously right now. So, um, and the last thing about this story is we painted it black and white, and that circle thing I made, I painted it yin yang. I have it. It's right next to me, like to my right, like 2 feet away. I could touch it. Hello. It's cool looking. And whew, mm, that just makes you wanna. Okay. Next project. This was in 4th grade. In not honors, it was GP, I think. Uh, no, it was GT class. It's like honors of elementary school. GT math, 4th grade. And it was a project by a math teacher to make a board game. We were talking about probability, I think. Make a board game that is unfair. Make a board game that you can play, but it's not fair for everybody. Alright? Right? Makes sense. My idea was amazing. I didn't truly make it. My parents kind of did because they're like engineers and they're good at making straight lines. And so basically, there was 2 things. There was you would flip a coin. If you got heads, you got to spin this like one of those, not the flicking thing, but you know uh the game of life, that spinning thing, like how much you go. I had one of those. It was from, and you had like 4 people, and it was a game board that went in a spiral, like pieces, and you would get to the center, right? Makes sense. And you'd get to the center and you'd win, and you'd all start at the start. And if you flipped the coin, you got heads. You would spin the thing, and you would go that amount of spaces. If you flipped the coin and it got tails, I think you moved 2. Just 2. I don't know why we chose 2, but that's what we got. And there were Scrabble letters, right? Or actually, yeah, there were Scrabble letters on, like, every once in a while on the path that you have to take to the center. And along these Scrabble letters, and under it there was the actual letter, so you could remember which Scrabble letter went where. And it spelled out like who, or it's like, can you make your name out of these letters? Who will be the king or queen, right? Okay. And like it spelled that out. And if you crossed a tile that had a letter in your name, you picked up that Scrabble tile. And then you would try to spell your name as you went along. And if you got to the end without spelling your name, you would go back to a center point. It was like in the middle. And then before you went again, you could choose if you went left or right. So you could go back to the beginning or back to the end, try to get some more letters. Oh yeah. Actually, once everyone went twice, all the letters were set back down. So like you would remember how many you had, but all the letters were set back down for other people to get. So the thing with this game is, the thing that's unfair about it is, and like the whole thing is spell your name and get to the end. And the whole thing is maybe you can't spell your name. What if your name has like 2K's in it? Okay, if you hear that, my brother's playing the drums. You probably can't. It's really far away, but I can barely hear it. So the unfair thing is, what if you have 2K's? It's like who will be, or who can spell their name first? Who will be the king or queen? There's a K in there, but there's not 2K's. So maybe you can't spell your name. And like for my friend Garrick, I didn't put 2 G's in there. Who will win the game, who will be queen or king. I think there's only one G in there. Or like maybe there's no W or something. Or well there's a win, but whatever. Like I made it so like 3 people in my class couldn't win, so it kind of showed that it was unfair. And um so yeah, it was a pretty fun game. I enjoyed playing it. I mean, I knocked it out of the cart. Cart? Ballpark. What am I saying? So, man, that was fun. I enjoyed making that one. Maybe that was 5th grade. It was 5th or 4th. I had the same teacher both years. Mrs. Fenner, she was awesome. Uh, I really enjoyed that. So, the next one is from the same teacher. 4th or 5th grade, I have no idea. I think it was 5th grade. Maybe. There was the game called, or basically she gave the project called Trapezoid. Get it, Trapezoid. And you had to make a trap, like a snare or like some sort of a bear trap kind of thing to catch something to trap a quote unquote Zoid. Like you could bring in, you don't know how big the Zoid is, but we're just gonna say he's like a little tiny thing. Like maybe the size is like an action figure sort of thing. But we don't know what it looks like. So I got the bright idea, hey, why don't I use Tinker Toys to build this? Because you can build it around and, put the sticks and the balls and you just connect them all and it's like, yay. So I made this big contraption. It looked like a Ferris wheel basically and it spun. But it only spun one way. So, and then there was like a little place for like the cheese and like I brought in this like little crocodile to be the Zoid, like this little fluffy crocodile. It's like the size of an action figure. And it's like do do do, and it would go in. It's like, oh no, it doesn't spin both ways. Oh no, I'm trapped. And then next question my Mrs. Fenner asked is where's the trapezoid? And I was like, oh, I completely forgot about the trapezoids. I made this magnificent like creation and everything, and I completely forgot about the whole point of the whole thing. So I got a B on that, or and back in those days it was an S. You either got an S plus or an S or an S minus. Those were strange days. Um, so I found that very funny. That scared the crap out of me. A zombie just walked in front of my screen and like just dropped down right in front of my face in Minecraft, and whew, I was like, what? Okay. So I was meaning to ask my friends before I recorded this, like what other things did I have besides like those 3 that I gave to you, but I didn't remember any. So let me tell you. Okay, zombies coming back up again. Let me tell you about some projects of my brother. My brother did way better um projects than me. And definitely better. Like I've not lived up to his projects. So probably his greatest one is it was like 6th grade, maybe 7th, 6th grade, and his history teacher assigned him a project to make a diary of a survivor of the Titanic, right? Makes sense. So he made it. Like we bought this like old leather diary looking thing. It was like $5, and he made up a story and wrote it in cursive, and it looked really good. And he had the bright idea, hey, why don't we like soak it in like tea and water to kind of make it like yellow paged, and like maybe add some like little shells on it and stuff to kind of make it look like he dropped it in the ocean or it fell in the ocean and someone else discovered it. And that's a great idea at the time. And he does that and it looks amazing. I had the starfish that someone gave me. I gave him that to glue on. It was like spot on. Like you could read it and it sounded like my brother is really good at this kind of stuff. And you could read it and it felt like, this was actually written by, and it looked like it too because it was like in cursive and it was like yellow pages and kind of wrinkly, but like not too much. Even though, of course, if it was underwater, the ink probably wouldn't stay on, but doesn't. That's besides the point. But so the teacher gets it, and I think it was a he. No, it was a she. It was a she, so it had to be like seventh grade. It was a she, and she looked at it, and when he got it back, he got a B. And the whole family, and especially Michael, my brother, was extremely frustrated. Like, what the heck? Why is it B? So he asked her, and she says that, well, why would it be in the water if it was a survivor of the Titanic? And okay, that's great, but the thing is that the uh the story talks about him like getting onto the boat, and it ends abruptly, like as if he was writing and he dropped it in the water, right? So he explains that to her, and it's like, no, I wanted a diary of a of a story of like someone being from the Titanic. It's like, yeah, that's what I gave you. And mm, she didn't change the grade. He still got a B, and that's his like worst project grade ever, cause he just nails it like a head. I was gonna try to say the head of a nail, but then I was like a nail, and that just doesn't make sense. So, so we got a B on that. I feel very bad. And I don't have my starfish anymore. It was a pretty cool looking starfish. So we still have it. In fact, is it right over there? No, it's not. Nah, nah, no, no, it's not. Wish I could like read an entry or something, but whatever. Moving along. So another one of my brothers, still talking about my brothers, was teacher in I'd say ninth grade, was just starting high school. Asked him to make a a what do you call it? A trophy, a trophy for like a Tour de France kind of thing, and make it the best you can. Or not, he didn't say that, but of course in the dually lingo, that's basically what he means. So it's for the Tour de France trophy, and he makes it for Lance Armstrong because that's the big deal. This was before I think the whole deal with him getting taking away 7 titles because he did stuff, or 7 titles. I think it was 8 or 7. I don't know, but he makes it, and he makes it out of like styrofoam, but then he puts it into like this mixture of like vegetable oil and water, but like sugar in it, and he puts it in, and when it comes out, it's like rock solid styrofoam. But it's like all the holes have just been filled with this mixture, and like I've never heard of this. So it's like amazing me. Like this, it looks exactly like styrofoam because the mixture is clear, like maybe a little bit like glassy more looking, and then he covers it in this like gold sheet looking thing. And I said sheet, like this gold looking fabric sort of thing, and he like he like hand makes these letters. It says like Lance Armstrong, like a gold plate kind of looking thing, and and it like has blue jades around the edges that are like these little um he did it with the cardboard things. He had like these little cardboard blue. I don't even know how he does it. Did it, or does it even still today? And he just bang, like he got like 120 on that percent because you just can't outmatch that. Everybody else's was like flat, just like this thing, and you could actually pick it up, and it looked like a trophy that someone would win for the what do you call it, Tour de France. And I just don't know. Like I thought mine were good, and of course I've done many other projects, but these are like my high points. Now, probably my brother's better than the trophy, better than Titanic book, but probably my bro Mikey D, uh, was this. It was a project. You had to write a paper, all right, about uh, what's his name? Ah, okay, a president, but he wrote about James Monroe. He wrote about James Monroe. I remember that. And instead of writing a paper, this was when he was in like I don't know 5th grade. Instead of writing a paper, it only had to be like front page paper, so it's not really paper. It's more just like a few paragraphs. But he he gets this wooden base. It's about like a foot or maybe like 8 inches by 8 inches, like 1 inch thick base of wood. And then he gets a wood, like imagine a basilisk. Is that what they're called? Like, okay, let me look this up. Like basilisk, not the lizard. Obelisk. That's what it's called. Why am I thinking basilisk? That's the thing from Harry Potter. So the obelisks, it's like this little wooden obelisk, maybe like 2 feet tall. Yeah, 2 feet tall, 2.5 maybe. And he engraves with like one of those pens that at the tip, instead of like writing, it's like this thick pen that you plug into the wall. Instead of writing, it's like a really hot tip, so you can like burn wood. He engraves his paper into the wood on two opposite sides. Then on one side, he draws James Monroe. I think. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, it was James Monroe. I remember that. He draws like the person. It looks like James Monroe, like a guy standing there with a cane, and under it says James Monroe, and then on the back it says like a bunch of credit to like the citing pages. Like he probably, if he had written it on paper, it probably would have been like I don't know, like 5 pages long, like not front and back, so like 2.5 front and back. But he engraves like all the sites onto the back of it, and like uh what do you call it, the like he engraves his name like all cursive. Like this is 5th grade, remember? He just has to write a paper, and he does this. This is not even a project. And what? And he does it, and he turns it in, and he gets a 300% because that just blows the teacher's mind. Like literally, he describes it to us, and the teacher like falls out of his chair, like as he's reading it. Supposedly, like this is what the teacher told Michael. Like what the heck? That is like overachieving to the match, but to the max. But that is amazing, sort of thing. Like I can't even do that. I can't even live up to that. But I still got pretty good projects. I'll probably remember one like an hour after this. No, like want to say something about it, but I can't. Now, kind of as the second topic, this is the end of school projects. We're about 40 minutes in, I'd say. I think. I have no idea. Based on some cuts I've made and like not really knowing when we started. But allergies. For me, second topic is allergies. For me, they're not really allergies, just more kind of not not originalities. I guess I don't know what you would call them, like deformities in a way. Like I've already said about my ADHD what I have and stuff like that. And like, every 2 weeks I just lose control for some reason. Don't remember it. But allergies. Of course, everyone's allergic to pollen. Just like everyone. So I am a little bit, but it's a little bit. It just inflames my eyelids a bit. It's nothing serious. Nothing I have to take medication for. Never get sick from it. It's just my eyes just get like swollen a bit. So there's not much in the pollen category. I'm not really that allergic to a lot of stuff, but I'm also lactose intolerant. Which of course, I'm not that lactose intolerant. I'm at the stage of where I can't have the milkshake, ice cream, just basically every good dairy product. I can have cheese and like pizza and stuff, so that's good. And I can take a pill for it before I eat like actual dairy items, so I can enjoy it. But I just have to, at the first bite, I have to take this like chewable pill. It's not that bad. It doesn't taste like anything, but it doesn't taste like good. So it's just like meh. Kind of blends in with the taste of the original thing. And also, they sell like there's this brand called Lactaid that sells like milk and ice cream and milkshake ingredients. They sell like yogurt and stuff. They like sell all lactose free items and stuff. So that's me with milk. I probably explained that before, but I just want to get that across. Now here's the weird things. Sodas. I can't have carbonated drinks except Mountain Dew. That's kind of weird, I know, but caffeine for me, or first carbonated, it really messes up my stomach. I don't think it's probably because I'm not used to carbonated, because I just haven't carbonated things because I just haven't done it, or done carbonation. What would you call it? I haven't drunken drinks with carbonation in them in a while, so whenever I do, it kind of makes my stomach feel bad, but not as bad as lactose intolerant things do. Ooh, that's bad. But what you gonna do? Now, or I'm still on the topic of lactose in my mind, but I'm trying to talk about carbonation, and it also makes me super hyper. Like not the caffeine, especially if it's caffeine free, then I get like super hyper. So it's better to give me caffeine than to give me non-caffeinated because I get more hyper with caffeine for some reason. That's weird, I know. But the thing with caffeine is it works 2 times as long. It's tied in with the ADHD thing. Like my caffeine works like, maybe it'll work like 3 hours, like 4 hours after a person drinks. It works like, 6 to 8 hours after I drink. So whenever I have a caffeinated drink, I like stay up until like 3 in the morning. Just like, I don't even know why. It's just the strangest thing that I think there is about me. Now, to get a point across, I think there's one more thing that I'm gonna add to next week's episode. If there is a next one, there probably will be. But the last thing I'd say, if this takes the amount of time I think it's going to, this is like a little side thing. Sarcasm. I am terrible at sarcasm. Like, in all seriousness, like not sarcastic, I am terrible at saying sarcasm and detecting sarcasm. Now, with saying sarcasm, this has been proven many times to my parents. I'm not really sure if my friends have noticed it that I'm really terrible with sarcasm. I think I am, but especially to my family, I am terrible with sarcasm. Like I just can't. I can't like, and I try my hardest when I say like, "Oh, I think the story's gonna be about this." I say that like that, and they think it's true. I don't know if they're just bad with detecting sarcasm and it runs in the family, and I just think I'm bad at it. But that's the big problem. that's been really happening lately. But a long-term effect is I'm terrible at detecting sarcasm. Any level, like really any level, I'm terrible at it. And what really hits me in the chest, I don't know. What really gets me is that apparently, okay, so I'm trying to make it a point to my friends that I am terrible at sarcasm. And one day, I don't know, about a month or two ago, I don't know idea, maybe three, I tried to make it to a point that I am bad at sarcasm. Like, in all seriousness, I'm trying to say that I'm terrible at detecting it. So I was like, okay, maybe I just need a code word, especially if it involves me. Like a bunch of things like, oh, Steven's recording again. People say that a lot. And in my mind, I just take offense to that. I don't know why. Like, I know in the back of my mind that I know they're being sarcastic. But my mind, the first action it does is like, hey, that's not nice. You're insulting me. And like I try to defend myself, and then just like, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. Gosh. And I feel bad for it because like I just want to stop it, but I can't. So I tried to make a point of this. And I was like, hey, could we have like a code word if it's directly involving me, like, oh, Steven's recording again, that kind of thing. Could you like say a word that like a code word between us? I was talking to Joey and Dayton at the time. It was only those two. But could you say a code word that will make me know that you're being sarcastic, so I at least don't go instantly ballistic, ballast. I don't even. Whatever. I was trying to say the snake from Harry Potter, but basilisk. But I so the first thing that comes to my mind, because it's right in front of me, is post-it note, post-it note, post-it note, post-it note. And at first, I think I really fixed something. Like, hey, finally, I won't like get annoyed like my own mind, even though I know it's being sarcastic. But my own mind will not like react because they said post-it note. But then maybe it's sarcastic again, but it happens over and over and over again. Or they just say post-it note. Like I don't know if they're saying it in a sarcastic way because they're all like, oh, dope dope dope, oh, post-it note, and I take it in an offensive way because it's still happening. It didn't work the way I wanted it to. Like I still find offense. It's like, oh, they're just saying post-it note because like they know I can't detect sarcasm, so they're just making fun of me right now. Well, that's what's happening in my brain, but I know because I'm the one that made that up. So why would they be using it against me? Oh my god, it's such a confusing time. I just I just want to be able to detect sarcasm. That would be like one of my number one three wishes. See, remember that question in the earlier ViGeeMan's adventure with three questions and I wasn't sure about the last one? That would be it. I could detect and say sarcasm really well. Yeah, it's well. Right, yeah, it's well. But that'll never happen. I'll never have a genie with three wishes. Even one wish, because I'll just gotta live with it, I guess. So I'm trying to training myself. Like I said to my brother, it's like because he's the master of sarcasm, or in my family at least, like that I speak to every day. And I'm like, hey, you try to do as many sarcastic things to me, and say when you're sarcastic, so I'll get in my mind what a sarcastic person sounds like and what a sarcastic like things would be said. Because one, I want to learn how to say sarcastic things, and two, I'm just bad at detecting it, so I think it would be good for me. Okay. God, well, I just dropped something. Okay. I think I'm gonna end the episode here. It's been maybe 50 minutes, I'd say. 50 minutes to an hour. I know it's not been over an hour, I'm pretty sure. Once again, I didn't have a timer, so, but I think that was good. My voice is really hurting right now. But I won't have to do much talking since it's kind of late in the morning, but not everybody's up. By the way, series-wise, there will be not a new series, but a series that will be going up pretty soon. But I won't tell you. You just have to be surprised. So after this, I'm gonna post CS:GO, maybe a Tomb Raider. I have to do some more Tomb Raider. I haven't done that in a while. Civ, that stopped. Oh yeah, TTT and I don't think I said this in the last episode. TTT and what do you call it? Murder and I haven't done problem, but speedrunners. We just haven't gotten together. I mean, I just haven't recorded it. I've also not been there, or like it's just been discombobulated. We need to get back together and do at least one of those two series because I kind of had a standoff. They're not really scheduled things, so it's kind of slow right now. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. Next episode will be episode 10, double digits. Woohoo! Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.